Mind Exodus, peace to you, everybody. When you sleep or before you go to sleep, you might be wearing jeans, or let's say the way I'm dressed now. If I go to sleep this way, I go to bed and I fall asleep and I enter into a dream state and I find myself somewhere, maybe in my world, in the nature is my world. This is where I always find escape, to contemplate on nature, and nature speaks as well to me. The elements in nature do speak to those who study them and interact with them. But in order not to deviate from the topic, let's say I'm in a dream state, and in my dream, I do not even see what kind of clothes I'm wearing. See, but definitely, whether I see it or not, it's not going to be what I'm wearing now when I went to sleep. And so maybe I enter into the forest, I do things there in my dream, and then I wake up into what you call the real world. Will I find myself in bed wearing what I was wearing in my dream, or am I going to find myself still wearing what I was wearing when I went to bed? And the answer is simply no. What I am wearing in this real world is not what I saw in my dream. And so when we die, or when we live this present life, the level of morality and spirituality that we reach or attain anytime we come back into the world, it is like sleeping and waking up and finding yourself wearing what you were wearing. You see, so this is what makes repentance very, very important, because if I'm able to elevate myself spiritually from the very ground to even the basic level, when I come back, I'm never going to the ground where I was before I elevated myself to the basic level. And so, mind you, what you are doing today will determine your next life on earth, or even if on another planet. And this is why I keep ringing the bell, and every light bringer is ringing the bell, because we have great masters who came in every society. The Arabs had their own, the Indians had their own, the Africans had their own. In the Western societies, they also had their own. But after they die, then it is people who hijack every form of ideology and then direct it to their own interest. They hijacked every religion without me mentioning any particular religion, in order not to appear like attacking somebody and leaving another out. But all religions came with a positive reason. And in the history of mankind, the greatest mistakes were made by people who thought they were doing the right thing. So, if they brought light, and I am saying they made a mistake and thought they were doing the right thing, what do I mean by that? Maybe the mistake they made is not the message they brought, but how they safeguarded the message. But today, if you open your heart and your mind, you will be guided by the light which is still hovering around us. The light is still walking among us in form of human being. Anytime you hear your fellow human being talking anything that elevates human being in a positive way, that is the voice of the light speaking to your fellow. And so I always tell people who listen to me that even if you meet a mad person singing any song, pay attention and listen carefully, because at the end of the day, you are going to pick something positive from that message. And so, mind you, Africans, the blaming game that you are playing, you must put an end to it. If you want redemption, go back and dig out for the promises and the curses that was established between you and your God. I'm not talking about those bloodthirsty gods. I'm talking about the God who made you and the God that you picked and follow. We have the Creator, who is an energy greater than any other energy that created everything, including the gods that you follow. And so watch what kind of spirit you follow, because not all the spirits are positive and also there to elevate you. Yesterday, my daughter was asking me that she try all the time to think positive, like not to think of anything that is bad. But sometimes thoughts come to her mind which she interprets to not be from the light. And the answer I give her is for everybody to listen, that the moon and the sun are within us. Good and evil are within us. So it is not the thought that comes, but then it is what you do with every single thought in action form, in words, in emotions. That's what matters. And this is why the great teacher said, it is not what is going inside you that will pollute you, but it is what comes out of you. He was not referring to food, because that man was a great philosopher, as I keep saying. And he is very good at creating keys to give to his disciples, and those who are wise will use the keys to open and get the real meaning. And so it's not the thought that came in your mind without even you planning it, but it is what you make with the thought, what you do with the thought, how you act, your actions, your words, and your intentions. And so this is one of the keys. Do not concentrate on the bad side, and do not feed the bad. Harness and feed the good, and the good will pay you back, because what you give attention to becomes you. And when you sleep, symbolically, when you die, you are going to wake up with the clothes that you are wearing. So start wearing what you want to see after you wake up. On the other side, and also when you come back, your debts are not going anywhere. They will wait for you until you pay. Karma is real. Love is real. You have to search the path of the light and follow the path of the light. It is peace that we want in this world. It is freedom that we want for our souls, so that we can escape this rebirth, sickness, old age, and death. Noble Lion with Mind Exodus.